Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Oh, this is a fun story. We got Democrat DC Mayor Muriel Bowser taking one of the biggest, most monumental L's imaginable, and she's once again coping beyond existence, trying to make it seem like Democrats aren't losing, they're not being outmaneuvered at every point in turn. No, this was just all part of the plan anyways. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. The Trump administration just came in, dropping the frickin' hammer in DC. They believe they should have more influence on the affairs of the city, that the power of governance in DC should be less concentrated within the control of DC politicians and more so within the federal government. And well, now Trump is starting to wield his federal power, essentially to force Muriel Bowser's hand, with step one of the plan being get rid of that ridiculous Black Lives Matter Plaza Street, a complete insult to the people and another waste of money. And Muriel Bowser instantly caves, and then of course copes and freaking seethes, coping as if Trump had nothing to do with it. She was planning on getting rid of the mural anyways. What a freaking joke. And you can tell she is absolutely seething with anger out of her mind. Donald Trump continues to deliver. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so like I said, Muriel Bowser just got steamrolled, and her pathetic attempt at damage control here, well, I don't think it's convincing a single person. Take a look.
These big bright yellow letters spelling out Black Lives Matter near the White House are set to be painted over soon. This mural, installed during the 2020 racial justice protests, was created following George Floyd's murder, becoming a landmark in the city known as Black Lives Matter Plaza and made permanent shortly after. It was a statement of defiance from DC's mayor, Muriel Bowser, who had clashed with President Trump, then in his first term, over the presence of federal troops in the streets of the city in response to those protests. Mayor Bowser's decision to remove the mural comes amid calls by the president and other Republicans for more federal control of DC, and in the wake of federal job cuts taking a heavy toll on the city. U.S. Representative Andrew Clyde, a Georgia Republican, recently introduced legislation that will require Bowser to rename Black Lives Matter Plaza or risk losing millions of dollars in federal funding for the city. However, the mayor said the decision had been made for some time.
My intention was to announce this with our next America 250 Commission meeting, which will be later this month. So while the announcement came a little bit sooner than I had planned, the decision had been made.
The mayor's office has not yet confirmed whether or when the plaza might be renamed, or how the mural will be removed, but the mayor described her decision as a pragmatic one.
We have bigger fish to fry than fights over what has been very important to us and to their history, and especially in our ability to keep our city safe during that time. That mural played a very important part. But now our focus is on making sure our residents and our economy survives.
Oh yeah, she's got the excuse ready, right? She swears up and down that she was already planning to do this. The timing isn't a coincidence at all, no. It has nothing to do with Trump's pressure. They had already made the decision and just decided to announce it early. Give me a friggin' break. Yeah, right. Who actually believes that crap? She looked like a damn hostage reading off a script, desperately trying to save face while Trump forces her to bend the knee. And the pressure that Trump is applying here is totally justified. This BLM street renaming nonsense was one of the biggest virtue signaling scams ever pulled off in American history. It was never about helping Black Americans. It was never about justice. It was always about leftist elites branding their ideology onto American streets. And of course, using public funds to prop up this fraudulent organization that scammed its own supporters while funneling millions of dollars into Democrat campaign coffers. The BLM Plaza is not a justifiable expense of taxpayer dollars. And some people might think, oh, well, it's just some paint on the ground, who cares? But no, that's not the case at all. It costs money to maintain this ridiculous little thing. Taxpayer money. Cities spend millions maintaining road markers, repainting, redoing the pavement. They spent all kinds of money restructuring that street, designating it as some sort of parody-style Portlandia tourist attraction, a giant neon sign for left-wing extremism in the heart of the capital. And of course, the most important question is not just the waste, But why on earth should taxpayers be forced to bankroll this fraudulent movement? That's probably the most important thing. It's not just the fact that it's wasteful or a left-wing virtue signal, it's the fact that BLM was a total scam. And Muriel Bowser isn't just defending the scam, she's defending one of the biggest grifts in modern political history. Let's not forget that BLM's co-founder, Patrisse Cullors, paid her baby daddy nearly $1 million for creative services. Her brother walked away with $840,000 for security services. A guy with zero experience in security was given nearly $1 million to pretend to be BLM's personal bodyguard. Her mentor raked in over $2 million from BLM in consulting fees. $12 million went to Mark Elias and other Democrat law firms. Then, of course, let's not forget all the mansions that they bought. You know, we don't call BLM buy lavish mansions for no frickin' reason.
Real estate purchase by Black Lives Matter is raising some questions about ethics. It started in 2020 when a developer working for one of the co-founders of BLM bought a mansion in Los Angeles, the price tag of it more than $3 million. Well, 6 days later, the developer sold that home to the foundation for nearly $6 million in cash.
Patrisse Cullors left BLM leadership in 2021 after documents revealed she spent millions on luxury homes in LA and Georgia.
Let's also not forget that the organization lost its charity status in California, of all places. This organization raked in $90 million in a single year and still managed to lose $9 million in their latest financial report. And most importantly, at the core of all of it, they did nothing to actually help Black people. You know, that was the whole premise of the organization: donate to us because of what happened to George Floyd, so we could take that money and then do all kinds of good in Black communities across the nation with that money. Well, did that happen? Absolutely not. And where did all the money go? Act frickin' blue. You know, $90 million went into the BLM coffers, but let's not forget all the other sister organizations that were pushing the same kind of activist messaging, except not fundraising for the BLM parent organization. No, fundraising with Act Blue links, with all of that money going to, ding ding ding, you guessed it, Democrat campaign coffers. Black Lives Matter, I mean, what a total and utter scam that was. What the organization's true intent was to take the George Floyd situation, to misrepresent it, to take the emotional element of it, to craft this narrative, to then prey on people's guilty consciences and emotional susceptibility, to then fundraise millions upon millions, if not billions of dollars, all in an effort to get more Democrats elected. That's exactly right. Your emotional, well-intended donations to help the cause were actually funneled into Democrat political organizations and campaigns. People thought that they were donating to stop police brutality, this epidemic of police brutality that didn't even actually exist, but the money was used to help elect Joe Biden and keep every other corrupt leftist in power. And that's exactly why the BLM mural, it just had to go. It was wrong and wasteful. And so Muriel Bowser has to take the frickin' L here publicly. And you can see it on her face, the absolute horror of having to backtrack while trying to pretend as if she's still in control. But she's not. Trump just pulled the rug out from under her. And you could just tell how outraged she is. Her response pretty much tells you all that you need to know. Whenever Democrats' backs are against the wall, they dive straight into hyperbole and fear-mongering. That quote at the end was so funny.
That mural played a very important part, but now our focus is on making sure our residents and our economy survives.
Well, you know, we had to put less focus on the mural because we need to focus on making sure our residents and economy survive. What are you talking about? You're cringe and no one is buying your crap. Just get rid of the damn mural and be thankful that you got away with lying about sending DC police during that Antifa protest outside the White House back in, I think, 2019 or so, or maybe 2020, which you and the media lied about and tried blaming on Trump. Just be thankful we're not opening up the closet and taking a look at all your skeletons and get rid of this ridiculous mural. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.